Ladies and gentlemen, Go Slow. Absolutely no words. What a legend. Man, I wish I could come close to his greatness. Alright, my time is up for this week's episode of Bitbird Radio. For the full track list of all tracks I've played, head over to my Twitter,
Good morning, my beautiful, 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 beautiful family members of Elevate Trading. Hope everybody's having a great day today. It's just getting kicked off. It's now 9:36 a.m. on this now rainy-ass day in Arizona. I swear this is the first rainy day I remember having in like forever. Pretty remarkable. So with that, let's transition everybody. Let's get the pop-up chat going so I'm not losing, let's see, get the pop-up chat going, then we'll get it kicking. Kicking for sure, for sure. If it'll freaking... Okay, and pop out chat. Okay. Alright. Cancel. Close. Movie over. And we can now begin. I'm gonna raise this music. Today's a beautiful day. I don't know, I'm feeling very blessed today. Feeling very blessed. And I just want to pass it on to y'all. So I hope you're feeling this energy because I'm feeling very blessed today. Feeling very good. So let's get it going. I don't know if it's the music, if it's the weather outside, but something about today just feels right. It feels really good today. Really, really good. And I hope you feel this. That's it. I'll kick us off at the end of this interlude here. It's 4 minutes left, but it's just some beautiful music. And we get really kicking. I'm going to go ahead and transition everybody, though. Okay? So we get ready. All right.
Here, so
Now let's lower the music and let's get shit cracking. Let's get it cracking lacking.
enjoy.
It's a great song right here, but It's gonna go on the background. Sorry. Sorry. All right. Yeah, I just can't have the music on anymore. I don't know why. Gotta be really low, really low, really low. More clear thoughts without it being on in the background like that. So let's transition, y'all, and let's actually get it going. Bang, bang, bang. What's up? It's your boy, Satoshi motherfucking Heavy, signing in with the exclusive midday or week, not midweek, but start of the week edition for our members here at Elevate Trading. One thing I want to note is let's just start from the very beginning. You notice I've erased everything on this board. And it is because I want to try to figure out if I am being overly biased to a certain degree and to a certain level. And so, when I roll this out, pull up my SRSI. Yeah, so the way RSI is talking to me on a daily is we're still in a bearish trend, regardless of what happens. So, the reason why I believe that, yes, we did break above 60, but we didn't get out of the 60 range. We stayed within 60 range. We didn't get into the 70 range, which I would have started cleaning more bullish aspects if we started tailing off into the 70 range on the SRSI, but we did not. I don't see my microphone going. Is my microphone going? Yeah, okay, cool. I thought I was muted or something, but it looks like I'm good. So, yeah, so when I see this, it still could very well be a sign that this is going to go like this and continue to the trend to the downside. And, you know, this is all bear trend right here. Right? But the way I interpret this structure, man, there could be a few things here, you know. I know for a fact, like, you cannot say, like, no one can persuade me to say that this is not impulse. So that's one thing that's for certain. That's an impulse. Now it's just figuring out where that fits in the greater scheme of things, you know. Where that fits. How does that fit? Can it be an X wave? In my opinion, that's a 5-wave impulse. And won't allow us for X wave. So it has to be a part of a larger degree correction. Good morning, Noza. What up, Amarendra? I can't say it. I'm the worst when it comes to saying names. I'm horrible when it comes to just speaking, to be honest with you. But the good thing you guys don't come to me for English and speaking aspects, because you would fail. Anyways, so yeah, I just know this is an impulse, and fitting into the grand scheme of things that's the key here, you know. So I know for a fact that there is going to be a buy opportunity. It's just figuring out when it's going to be. That's going to be very similar to that, you know, that opportunity down there. When is that going to be, you know? When is that possibly going to happen? And that's when we use internal structure, you know, the internal structure here, sentiment in regards to the Twitter and just like greater like news agencies and stuff like that, and also Fibonacci. We look for Fibonacci both in time and price to figure out where the most logical place that this could actually happen, you know. And so for this pattern, you know, there's don't make fun of me, bro. There's no doubt that this is gonna go like this at some point, or it could go like this, or it could go like this, or it could go like this. You see what I'm saying? These B waves right here, and I'm assuming we're in a B wave, could get nasty. What's up, bro? Sorry again. I'm sorry if I butchered your name like a mother effer, because I know for a fact I did. So I apologize for that. All right. Son of a gun. Sorry, I had a message. Okay, so I know for a fact that this is gonna come. It's just figuring out when it's gonna come and what the most logical count of a B wave will get us to a good buy opportunity. You know, I'm not saying we can get down here, but I'm saying we can get down here and still be 100% bullish in regards to the structure we're trying to study, which is a flat here. We are trying to study a flat. Right now, it's more in tone of a zigzag, but I do not believe that this basing here is part of a larger impulse no matter what. So I believe that we're going to create a flat at a minimum. If this is going to be a zigzag, this would have to be our bottom, and we would have to continue up from here. And I do not believe that. Like I said, I do believe that was an intermediate bottom, but I do not believe it is a bottom that will create new highs. I do not. So that's a very key difference in regards to what I'm studying here. And so I really do believe we're going to get to a flat. Let's just figure out where that flat is going to be, where that landing point is going to be, what the most logical point in time and price would that be. And so the level I'm really interested at is right here in this golden box right here. It's might sound cliche, but more often than not, this golden box will save your fucking money, save your ass if you just pay attention to it a little bit more often. It's one of my bread and butter techniques, and we use it often, and you should use it often as well. Buabali? I hope did I say it right that time? Buabali? Babali? Bahubali. Son of a bitch. If you guys, what my name's pretty complex too when it comes to I'm a Latino, so when people especially white folks, when white folks be saying my name, I'm like, what the fuck you saying, bro? Like, I have no idea what you said. Anyways, so I'm just trying to figure out what the most logical aspect would be to end this corrective phase. You know, where would it be? You know, right now we're starting the high time frame. We'll get into the smaller time frame in a jiffy. You know, we'll get into it a little in a jiffy. But right now we're starting the larger time frame aspects to figure out when the most logical place for a big long-term swing. Because this is a swing. That would have been a swing potential buy right there. Right? So we're looking for that potential down here on this side. Or the most logical place where we could put a buy setup. Hell yeah! Well, it took me 6 tries, bro. Fuck. So... Actually, I'm gonna do something real quick, right? Give me a second. I want to post this live for. Sorry, my future ex-girlfriend messaged me. She's going crazy. But I want to host this live for my Instagram, because I got folks doubting what I do. So I'm going to host this live on my Instagram. And no, you cannot have my Instagram. Not yet. Give me another month, and then I'll show you. I'll dox myself in another month, but not right now. And you can all see my pretty face. JK. But seriously, not really. But for else, JK. Okay, flip this, and so I get this screen the other way, and hold on. Stupid. Okay. Wait. What's the best place? Where's the best place at? Sorry, I'm just trying to figure out if I can even do this. It looks like I'm not going to be able to do this. I'm going to have to buy a cam that will link to my phone so I can link it or something. I don't know. To be able to record this properly. But it looks like I'm not going to be able to, unfortunately. Unfortunately, just it's not a good angle to catch my face. And, maybe right here? Maybe inside the actual... Nope, looks like it's not gonna happen. Oh well, I tried. I tried to be cool. I don't know how people do that. Last try. I have one more idea right here. I'm trying it real quick, and then if not, I'm saying fuck it, and we're just gonna continue on with our process. Good morning, everybody. This is your boy, aka Satoshi Heavy, signing in, hosting a live session here with my members of and the family of Elevate Trading, and I just wanted to give a little taste of what goes on in this process in regards to my technique, and also give a little taste of what I provide for the members of Elevate. Right, so. All that's going to be really portrayed is just going to hear me talking and a chart in front of you. So I hope you enjoy this. Let me get any comments and feedback. I'll be open to all of it. All right, have a great day. It's beautiful outside. Make sure to at least go taste the fresh air. Make sure to tell everybody that you love them. Because you never know when the last day is. Anyways, here it is. Peace out. All right, we're back. So... just move that over just slightly just so it could be in a better rendering. Bang, bang. Okay, now we're back. Now that we're back, we can discuss things again. So, again, like I was saying, that golden box is going to save you more oftentimes than not. We'll dive into that area in a little bit. We're talking about the larger aspects of things. And we got to figure out what makes sense in regards to what we're trying to study here. Like I said, I believe this is still correcting. Just because I know or don't know, but I have a really hard feeling that this is a flat of some sort, doesn't mean that I know exactly when the best place to buy is at the point. I don't. I can only assume based on my form of technical analysis. And so we're going to have to dive in here pretty quick, but just to throw out some levels here. A move directly over this level here would be bullish to me, and a move underneath here would be bearish to me. But bearish doesn't mean bearish till oblivion down here. Bearish just means bearish till the hot spot DCB area, which is here. Which has been an area, 2,200, 2,100 has been an area of interest for me for a very long time. Right here. And that was just based on not Elliott wave principle, but just on price action and support principles. And so that area has been very keen area of interest. And if we break this area here, depending on the structure that alludes to us on the top side of that, it could be very bearish and could cascade us to that low down there. But if we reach this low, I'll be 100% going all in on that motherfucker, because this has hit everything I ever needed to go in at this point. This is one of my favorite patterns to trade, which is an expanding or running flat. Very, very fun to trade, very easy to trade if you know what to look for. The two keys that you look for in trading the expanded or running flat is that you signify that the first move up or down of that flat is an impulse. And we cannot, like I said, you cannot argue with me that this is not an impulse. You cannot. You could try to argue with me that say this is not an impulse in some sort of WXY triple combo, but I will wholeheartedly deny that, and I will go against what you say, and I'll prove it to you with facts. But until that happens, I've went over it many, many times, so I'm not going to do it again, unless presented. So the key is finding that first run up or first run down to be an impulse, and very logical impulse based on Elliott wave. And then from that, you study the internal structure. If your internal structure gives you a three-way pattern to the downside that hits the golden box, and then a three-way pattern to the upside that gets rejected by a pivot to the move constantly to the downside, then you're going to assume that the possibility of a running flat is very high, because your first move down moved more than half of the move up, and the move against that move down only allocated to less than half of the move down. And so the likelihood of this being a one-to-one of that, this being a one-to-one of that, is very, very high. And the chances of a running flat or expanding flat proceeding to elude itself is very high. And that is one of the key things I look for in this study. And it's one of the things that helps me understand how we could get to this point. Because a lot of people would not be seeing that just because they don't know how to study the Wave principle. If you see correctly structured 3s and a correctly structured 3, then you're going to be looking for another 3s or 5s the other way. It's just how it is. But we don't really know, again, we don't really know what's going to happen yet. We're still pretty high. I do believe this box is going to get tapped. It's just figuring out if this is going to be the bottom or if it's going to just be a bounce down. Like I just showed an example of another 3 coming up, a 3, and then a 3, and then a 5 or a 3 coming back down. Okay? So now that we've gone over what I deemed my bearish level, which is here, my bullish level, which is here, and the reason why I say this is bullish is because diving into the smaller time frames now, is due to the fact that not only is an extension level bullish down, but if you do a retracement level bullish down, so that should be there. I'll even want to say here. And this should be slightly thicker. And also, if we lose these trend lines, we're going to here. There's no support left down here. This is not support. If we get down here, we're not going to do the same thing. We're not. We must hold these levels here. Must. Absolutely must. This won't provide us for a bounce. The reason why this provides for us for a bounce was logical alley wave count, and we hit that support level in the trend lines here. And we're back in it, back in that zone. So if we're gonna bounce, this is the zone we're gonna bounce. The zone. Today is the day. We must make a low and create a pivot low and to the upside. And I'm very confident we'll at least get a bounce in the next coming days. If it's gonna allocate to the larger bounce that we've been looking for, I don't know. But we're going to be very smart traders in how we manage our position and manage our money in this area, okay? So, if you haven't been watching me or following me, I believe this is some sort of WXY. And this needs to be bumped up 1, 2, 3 degrees. Look at that. If this is gonna happen, it's gonna happen within the next few days. So since price and time are very close to being invalidating our setup to the upside, we want to be taking this position. You want to be taking this position because it is so close to invalidating our setup both in time and price. It gives us an extremely good risk management, risk to reward ratio. Unlike if you were wondering if you should enter this buy, you wanted like confirmation, and then it moves up like there, breaks that trend line, and then consolidates. Well, then you buy. Well, then you just put yourself in a worse position. You have worse risk to reward ratio, and you would also you wouldn't know where to put a stop at. Also, you would have to kind of guess. Like, okay, I'll put it there. Usually when my stops, I put it underneath or above the 0.618 or 0.68 of that move that I'm currently trying to trade into. That's my rule. So since this is both very close in invalidating us in time and price, And not only that, we've freaking bled. We haven't had a significant bounce since ever in regards to since this top. So, is it coming? Is it due? Is it coming today? I don't know. But I have a really hard feeling it's going to come within the next few days, if not today. And laddering in now will not be a bad idea, especially if you know how to manage positions a little better. Again, we have stated that the reason why we think that is because time and price are very close to invalidation level, and also we're in this two little parallel, almost parallel lines, but two lines of trend line that has gave us a bounce prior. I wouldn't want us to get down here to this same area. That would be bearish to me. If we're going to bounce, it's going to be in here. So I'm willing to take that bet. Are you? One thing that we have on our side on a 10-hour is that the blue line is above the red line. That is seen as a possible reversal signal. All we would need is this white line to crack over both those blues and the reds, and then this will start curling like this, and that's when we have a possible temporary reversal. So we're at 16 RSI. If we go back to history, go back in our history, we notice that, or SRSI, we notice that the times that we've broke below this range on SRSI, we've bounced. Let's go back in history. Let's just go back and see what happened. Let's go on the bearish side, because we're currently in bearish side. So let's go into this range here. We broke here and added for a bounce. Yes, it didn't like allocate for a gigantic bounce, but the fact that we broke below here and we bounced is what I'm trying to get here. Broke below here and we bounced. Broke below here. This one didn't bounce. This one actually was bearish. But the point I'm trying to make is that since we broke below this range, the possibility of us bouncing is high. Just on that aspect, but we also have other aspects to go with our idea there, because we don't want to be a single idea type trader. We want to have multiple indicators, not indicators, but multiple ideas that have confluence so we can enter a trade. The more confluence we have, the more opportunity and better opportunity we have in regards to that setup. And so we're trying to look for the most confluence as possible to enter a trade. The more things that hit, the more likely it's going to happen, in my opinion. It's just how it is. So now that's, and I did draw this as an area of interest on one of our charts. Let me see here. Let me pull it up real quick just to make sure that I'm not fibbing. I'm not fibbing. So I want to make sure I wasn't lying to y'all. Can I not throw out his charts? I don't know if it was. Let's try to find it. I think it was in a video actually. Let's see here. Yeah, I think it was in the video. I swear I threw it like a circle right here or something. Or like a gray box, but I guess it's not being seen here. But anyways, let's continue on our process here. So as we dive into the smaller time frames, again, if this is going to be true, this X wave has to end in this box here. And if we're studying an X wave, you know X waves only come in three shapes, right? A zigzag, a flat, and a triangle, right? And so since this is taking a shape of, in my opinion, a flat, this is what we're going to be looking for. And I have rules for a flat. You know, we know that in a flat, or in an ABC flat, two legs will mimic each other in time. The other one will be vastly different, either drastically longer or drastically shorter. And since I believe this is a flat, and I believe this is A wave, if you notice how quick A wave was, how long B wave is, then I can assume that C wave is going to be just as quick as A wave. And so the people looking for confirmation won't get any. Just like down here when I said the same thing, people looking for confirmation won't get any. That break above 7.5 was our confirmation, and 7.7 was our entry. Same kind of idea here. People who are going to be waiting for confirmation won't get it. It's going to happen so quick, so fast, if this is going to be true, that it'll let people in the dust. Buying the top where we'll be looking to short back down to oblivion. It's the emotional game they play. I, for one, won't be shorting support. So, especially after a... When this happened? October 25th, and today is basically a month. Especially after a month of bleeding, I'm not willing to short into support after a month of slow bleeding. No, that is absolutely stupid. Just on the basis of support and resistance levels. Not just on my form of analysis, but just on the most basic form of analysis is stupid. So don't be that person. Don't be shorting this. If the only position you want to be taking right now is a long, you might be thinking, oh, well, I might lose something. Well, your chances of losing is very, like, it's not slim, but the margin that you'll lose is very slim if you set yourself appropriately. All right, now let's dive into even smaller aspects. Let's try to figure out what we could figure out here. Because we need to figure out what the most logical place for a buy-in is, right? This is where it gets a trick of worms, a book of worms, because this entire structure is mess. It's a mess. It really is. It's messy as hell. It's hard to figure out what the exact count is. And so once this happens, this is where I start relying on simpler tactics. I am a believer that this structure is bearish in regards of the larger structure. Therefore, if I could find a very concrete trend line, then I could base price action off of it. And I determine that this trend line is this trend line here. Make sure it's at least at a close to a 45, if not around that 45 angle is what you want. You don't want anything too drastically vertical or too drastically flat, or else you're not really trend lines. A 45 is pretty strong. That's almost a 45 right there. So, I know that this is, well, I don't know, but I have a very, very firm belief that this is a B wave, a corrective B wave in regards to this larger structure. So if I can determine that this is corrective and a move eludes itself somewhat bullishly to the upside and breaks the trend line, then I can assume that this has a high possibility of going to the upside. And that's just because of my belief that this is A, this is B, and this is coming up for B a C somewhere for this X wave here that we're studying. That 4 hours really like my go-to in regards to studying charts and price. 4 hours really strong and powerful. Okay, the 4 hour still has the blue under the red. Got a pretty nice rejection on this 4 hour candle here. I could still see a low, at least one more low possibly to this. But if we break this trend line here, we're not gonna look for longs. We're gonna be looking for this low to be broken and then cascading to new lows. I don't think this will provide a bounce area down here. I really think that if this area breaks, that we will just continue on down. And we all know the count if that happens, so I don't have to go into that really. Just know that if this level is broken, I believe that this and this were one structure. And that was this was that, and this is that. Okay? But we're not trading that. We don't believe that's not gonna happen because we're not dumb and we're not gonna short into support. We want to be proven wrong before we guess things. Prove me wrong. Like here. Remember I said prove me wrong? Well, I proved right, so. Same thing with this top. Prove me wrong. We were proved wrong once on a Bitcoin short, but then we were proved right on the Ethereum short at 199 or 190, whatever the hell it was. 197. Same here. Prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. This, like I said, this last few hours doesn't make it seem like we're going to see one more low. But once we break this low here, I'd be interested in a buy opportunity because I could just set my stop really tight really, really tight to that buy. But like I said, if we get stopped out, the price continues down, don't be chasing and looking to keep buying. No, just assume that this, once that level is broken, that we're going to come here and break that level, and then you want to short that move there. One-hour trend days are still very bearish. Very bearish. I would like the 1 hour trend day to start hinting to a bullish move. The blue flipped over the red. Same with the SRSI, but you notice that trend day didn't flip white. So we didn't get our signal to possibly enter long here from that. And we're waiting, we're stalking, for that. Like I said, if we break this low here, I'll probably enter some buys like at 79. The lowest at 7,850, and then stop like at 7,800 on a dot. Not on a dot, but like just under like 92 right there. Buy, have a buy like at 7.9. Then 7.85. If we close out of this trend line here, I will, before my stop is hit, I'll probably close my positions. Like if we make a flat right there, like that, I'll probably close my position before it does that. What I want to see once this price hits here is an immediate wick back into the range up here. Trend day sliding down like this while price closes above it with 2 candles. This will give trend day the time to curl. And then it'll start shifting to the 4-hour time frame to a flip bull, which if you don't know by now, this trend line here, let's see here. That's the 4-hour trend day. The 55, well, I'm going to give you guys the script pretty soon. I'm almost done with it. The 55, well, my trend day is basically the 4-hour trend day on the 1-hour time frame. And so, if you know anything about trend trading, you never want to trade a single chart. You always want to have 2 charts. One to give a general basis of where the price is going to go, and then one to trade off of for triggering aspects. And I do that with the 1-hour and 4-hour. For my swings, I go 4-hour and a daily for like the daily momentum shifting down. I'm only be looking to shorts on the 4-hour for a swing count. And then same thing with the on the 1-hour. If I'm looking for intraday moves, I'm looking for these 2 lines to show me where to go. If this is bearish, I'm only be looking to short those moves. So like for instance right here, see how it's bearish? It would try to flip bull on the 1-hour, but then as soon as it flip back bear, I'll be shorting that since the 4-hour trend day here was bearish as well. And then as soon as it flip bull here, they're both bullish here, you trade to the upside. But the reason why I'm saying this too is because we have a very logical count in both time and price on a larger aspects in the Elliott wave. So very interested in what's going to happen in these ranges down here. If volume picks up drastically, then obviously this is invalidated and this should be seeing new lows, but I don't think that's going to happen. I really think this has a high possibility of happening. The only issue that scares me is that a lot of traders, especially traders that I do not want to be on the same side of, are also on the same side of our trade. For instance, I have very high, I mean, yes, I have respect. I do have respect. He's a good guy. Seems very helpful. But more often times than not, we counter trade him and we're right. And that's contractor. What the fuck's his name? Bitcoin ban. I forget his name. Smart contractor. I forget his name. Anyways, whenever he's on our trade, I get scared as fuck. I don't know how this guy has 40K following, but whenever he's on our side of our trade, I'm scared as shit. I'm worried. I get anxious. Because usually we trade against him and we were right, so. Gotta be on our toes. Gotta be on our toes. Next. So, again, just be wary of what's happening. This is essentially kind of my last hope ditch long area. If this doesn't work, then I have a very firm belief that this is going to continue down in pretty drastic of ways. Shoot. A, B, C. And this return is like a 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. It makes sense, you know, the smaller structure makes sense to that. So if we see it, we'll trade it. But until then, prove us wrong, right? 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. ABC. It starts 3. Again, prove me wrong. I believe if we break that, it'll probably prove this right. So 1, 2. Shit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. A, B, C. For 2. Flat signal to short. And then 1, 2, 3, 4, 3, 4, 3, 4. You know how it goes. So if we see this level broken and volume kicks in, we're going to be entering these shorts because I do believe this is only a subwave of 3 if that happens. And we will still have all this to trade to the downside. This 3, 4, and 5. That 3, 4, and 5. Which will still give us a really good turnout, 20%. Okay? Alright, time to get to Ethereum. Switch. Yeah, that is not bullish at all. Where's 4-hour time frame? Yeah, it's not good. It's not good. Here's my previous rules. We haven't had a clear setup, a clear entry setup for a while. That Bitcoin does look good. Ethereum looks like trash, I'm not gonna lie, man. Looks pretty awful. Very awful, but it's hard to distinguish a logical account for Ethereum, but it does look bad. It does look bad. Yeah, same idea really. It's very hard to distinguish what exactly is going on in this area here for Ethereum. But I'd be very interested on a buy with this trend line is broken. Don't think I'll be willing to pitch a buy for Ethereum just because it just, I don't know, this doesn't look as clean as Bitcoin for setup. And this is just, this price action is just atrocious. Atrocious. Absolutely horrible. Well, all I know is that if we do get down here, Ethereum definitely not going to, this is not going to hold. That's definitely not going to hold. Like for 100% fact, it won't hold. So if price even dares get below this white line, I'm saying this has a very high chance of just falling straight through down to the downside. I really want to know what to label it as, to be honest with you. Doesn't really work well for a WXY, doesn't really work well for an ABC. Oh shit, I lied. It does work really well for a WXY. So W, X, and a Y. This actually works very well. So if we do continue down, this will be our count. Zigzag for W, quick X, flat for Y. Flat for Y. That makes really, really good sense. A, B, C. A, B, C. Zigzag, X, flat. Now we're going to see if it hits minimum requirements. This move here has to be of 0.16 of this move here. I think it is. Yep. Hit the minimum requirement, so this could be very well our count where this is. With the amount of longs on Ethereum, someone pointed out to me there's a lot of longs on Ethereum. This seems like it has a high chance of happening. High chance. Do a few more checks. Dude, that is pretty gnarly. A and B are nearly the same time. Pretty gnarly. Pretty crazy, man. Pretty crazy. That's what I'm trying to throw off of. Let's do some things here. Yeah, I think it doesn't look too hot. Again, I'm not really interested in fetching for a long with Ethereum. It just kind of looks worse. In my opinion, it looks worse. You can have your own opinion on it, but based on my opinion, it looks like trash. See what happens now. Broke that low. See what happens. If we wake back into range, I'll be willing to say that's bullish. But because this continue on down, which is would be cool for me because it'll give me a confirmation of what's going to happen, but not cool for the long in Bitcoin. Okay. That's what I was thinking was going to happen right there. Pretty important trend line here. Break that and close underneath it. On the daily especially, we're fucked. Fucked. I don't even say that a 10 hour would be enough for me. How about a 4 hour? What's a 4 hour like? 4 hours able to trend underneath it and still go to the upside. So 10 hour. On a 10 hour, if we're to start closing underneath this blue trend line, I'll be bearish. But if this 10 hour can close above the 50 point of that candle, or back in range of this little range here, I'll be leaning back. I'll be more confident in that long setup we're taking in Bitcoin. I want us to close back in this range here right there, though. So far, it's pretty good buyback, though. I like that. It's making me confident. We must stay above this trend line too. Closing below that trend line on a 10 hour, 2 to 3 10 hour candles, H10 candles. Then I am throwing this idea as our primary. But until that has happened, 50-50 to be honest with you. I really am. I need some confirmation on the smaller time frame in here to show me what's going to happen in a few days, in the next few days. Okay? If we break this trend line and start trading underneath it, I'll be one to say this is our count here. A, B, and this is C coming down, and this was just 1, some growth 2, 3, 4, 5. If we do happen to wick and get back into that golden range, then I'll swing this back out to what we originally had as an ABC with this A, this is a B, and then contracting flat, and this is C, and this would turn into a wedge. But yeah, unlike Bitcoin, Bitcoin I can say, oh, it'll break this trend line, we're bullish. Ethereum, I could say the same thing about it, kind of, but it's not the same structure, so it's hard to say that in verbatim. But I'm willing to say that there's good potential, especially if Bitcoin shows us something. Okay? So with that, that essentially covers everything we needed to cover in regards to our cryptos. I will dabby into some Forex real quick, especially the long, because we took a long of this. So let's see what's going on. I mean, we're up, but like nothing has really happened. Oh yeah, it's the weekend. It was the weekend, right? Oh, well, now it's Tuesday. Dude, this shit moves so slow compared to crypto. It's not even funny. You have to have the greatest patience ever when it comes to trading Forex and gold and stuff like that. But this setup was so easy for us to take because it was very close to our invalidation point in both price being this level here and time being literally that low there, that we could have not take this trade to the upside. Breaking below that level would be, in my opinion, confirmation that this is going to continue on to the downside. Because like I said, believe that gold could be seen as bearish. A, B, C. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, again, really no change on gold. I'd really like us to get over this trend line here. That would be confirmation that we are bullish. But we'll see. I would be willing to say you can move our stop up now, as price hasn't really moved anywhere. About right there. 1456 would be in our new stop for this position. And that looks like it'll be just... It's actually... Listen to my rules. I thought I was able to eyeball it, but nope, that's close. Right below that 6.8. One, 4, 5, 4.85. So that's a new stop. Our entry was there. We're now up like not even 1%, but we're up. We now have a tighter stop. So I think it's better for our risk management system. DXY. That short came out so far pretty well. Again, not really much movement. In my opinion, we could probably move our stops down to there at least. Again, if you're in that short, we should have been out of this short. We're looking to possibly buy, but we need some confirmation of a structure being very valid or just a trend line being broken. I would like this to get just below this line right here. Like that. That would be our buy area right there. And we would hope that would be upside. Buying here is just hoping that it moves up to the upside. Because it's in the middle of the pack. We don't buy middle of the pack shit. We don't trade middle of the pack shit. We trade extremes. That's what we do. And so, the only time we trade in the middle of a pack is if we get confirmation. And if we break this trend line and consolidate in a flat, that, in my opinion, will be confirmation that this will continue its upside. But we're not doing that. So until then, we're sitting and watching this pair. We're sitting and watching. If you have another pair you think is gonna give us a good setup this week in Forex, please send it my way. I'll always look at it. I want to make money. So if you see something that has high potential, things that have high potential to me are things that are very, very strung out. Like they've extended very far, both upways and downways. It doesn't matter. We're not directional traders. We don't care if price goes up. We don't care if price goes down. All we care is about we make money. Same thing here. This thing's taking a lot of time. A lot of time. This corrective phase, this phase here makes me believe that this do two things. A, B, C, and then come back down like that. Or this can actually be the start of an impulse down. 1, 2. Which is what we want. We want this. Again, no change on this position. No change. We're still short on it. It's just taking a lot of time. A move back over this and closing, and then I think we could take our position out. I will say we're good enough to lower our stop just above that, just so we can protect ourselves. We don't want to be too open in all our trades. So we did recover your ZD. We did. USD not. We did. But DXY we did. USD Euro we didn't. And ZD USD we did. Okay. Damn, taking off without me, son. Yeah, no, not really well. I still think that's gonna happen. I still think this is gonna, poke above that, come crashing down hard, and that will be our buy opportunity for this possible leading diagonal here at the base. It's either that or this is, A, B, and this is C, and we missed the boat. But I'm willing to say this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 leading, expanding diagonal. And then A, B, C. If we get that buy set up in this flat right here, we're buying that, looking for the upside. But until then, I'm not doing shit. If we get up here, I don't know if I'll be willing to short it just because the way this basing looks very bullish. So I don't know if I'll be willing to short that because it might freaking fly. But if we get rejected there, I'll be willing to buy here. At that point, in my opinion, it will confirm this pattern that we started in ABC. I know we're not really much we're not so crazy in depth with Forex. But Forex are more just, I'm more interested in structure. And it's very easy for me to see structure in price. So it doesn't take me long to TA Forex. It takes me long to TA crypto because crypto really likes to play into tune to time analysis heavily. Forex is little less. It still is important. You shouldn't be like counting a wave 2 of 2 times greater of a wave, or wave 4 of 2 times greater of wave 2, because that doesn't make sense. You're probably looking at a B wave at that point. But yeah. So USD Euro. Essentially the same idea as USD or DXY. They actually have the very similar charts. Like it looks exactly the same. So I'm just trying to figure out, is this all one sliding corrective phase? This moves up. Or is this actually like all of the final move of this move, and this comes down indefinitely? Either way, it was a good setup. We took a short up here, so we are safe. Our position is 100% safe, and your stop should now be your entry, or just like 1%, so you pay yourself if we do lose this trade. It's not a loss. It's still a win, but the idea was flawed. The execution was perfect. So that's our goal here. we don't really care if we're right all the time. All that we care is that execution was perfect. If we execute perfectly, the chances of us losing is very slim because we only trade extremes. And so when you only trade extremes, you have very tight stop places. Very tight stop places. And price tends to move away very quickly, and then you're able to drop that stop pretty fast. And practice our number one trading technique, which is zero risk trading. Practice it. Practice it. Practice it. Okay? If you're not practicing zero risk trading, you are in hopes, just hoping you win every trade. We don't care about that. We care about protecting and conserving our capital. The people who do that and treat that as their number one game priority to the game have a tendency to be the better traders. Now, you might get frustrated, say, if you enter a position, lower your stop, you get that 1% win, and then you get stopped out, and then price ends up still going in your direction. You might be pissed because you're like, well, that 1% could have been 10, 12%. No, you don't get mad. You are happy. You executed perfectly. You did exactly what you did so you don't lose money and that you protect your capital. And since you did that, you should be very happy and not upset that you lost. You didn't lose. You won still. It just didn't give you the win you wanted. Your idea was flawed. Your execution was perfect. Now, when our idea and execution is perfect, that's when we make money. Good money. When our execution is bad and our idea is bad, that's when we lose a shit ton of money. Like we have bad stop placements or whatever, yeah. So make sure that your execution is on point to what you're trying to study and what you're trying to trade. I use it. How I do that is with use of the Elliott Wave principle, and finding where the most logical place in both time and price is for an invalidation point. And then I just wait for price and time to get to that point, and I enter the trade. That's all I do. Literally all I do. That's why we haven't entered, besides that one long that we took a small, I didn't take a loss on it because like I said, I moved my stop up. I actually lost $5 because I guessed I did my math wrong. But I could have lost like $350, $400, but I lost $5 because I moved my stop up to a point where I thought it was going to cover my fees, but I didn't. But that was my point. It was zero risk trading. Even though the idea was flawed, we entered at the very base of what the idea was thought to be, and thus price moved in our direction very quickly, and thus we were able to move our stop up and practice zero risk trading. Key in longevity of being a successful trader, for reals. People don't understand that they won't last as long. They won't. All right. So with that, I think I covered every single thing we have had to cover today, and we've also covered a little bit of psychology and how to think about how to trade when you're getting into a trade. If we have any further questions, please. Oh my gosh. I know exactly why my mic's echoing too. It's because of this stupid thing right here. I'm so upset. Actually, it shouldn't be echoing. That's off. That's off. Weird. Weird. Hold on, let me check. I shouldn't have any, because sometimes my mic will echo if there is. I have a YouTube up on a different tab that has my live stream on, but I don't see it here. That is very unfortunate. That makes me very upset. Very upset. Wix, save your dashboard. Wix. Oh! I know exactly why. I wish I could just say, I have no reason to even have that webcam anymore, so I'm probably gonna sell it. I don't know. Cause the only thing it ever does is that it fucks us up, because I forget that I need to lower it every single time I open this stupid thing up. That I forget. So shit, man, that's horrible. Absolutely horrible. I'm so sorry. Ugh. I'm gonna give you guys my number or something so you can fucking call my ass. Like, bro, fix your shit, dog. Your mic. You sound like ass, dog. Son of a gun.
Oh my gosh. So again, if that's rough. Oh, okay. Well, yeah. I'm so sorry. So sorry. Dang it, dude. That's rough. Oh well. $162, $163 coming for ETH. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. I can't say that because this it's very hard to say this was impulsive to the downside right here. I don't know. Could be like a 1, 2, 1, 2, this like that, you know. And this is 3 down here. That's 4. But I'm not willing to short this at all. I'm not gonna short this. If anything, I'm gonna long it. Makes more sense to long it at this point where price went, how it's been going, and stuff. So, the only way I'll short this is if we begin to trade underneath this trend line. But since we're above this trend line, we've slowly bled down. We seem to be in a corrective structure of some sort. I'm not willing to short this, especially when it's on support. It's just dumb. So, shorting it is just either using other forms of analysis or just hoping, and we don't hope here. We have very firm and very concrete ideas to trade off of. We don't hope things are going to happen, because hoping, you're not going to nothing's ever going to happen for you. Oi! So again, with that, shoot me some messages, shoot me some questions. I'll be happy to answer them for the next 5 to 10 minutes. As these beautiful, beautiful tunes are playing, man. This jam right now, this entire playlist is absolutely beautiful music. Like, I hope you're feeling this. Oh, I hope you're feeling this. I hope you're feeling this energy. Gosh, damn, man, freaking feel it. You feel it, man. You just can't get rid of it, and you just let it freaking go. I don't know. Life's so beautiful. Life is so freaking beautiful. I don't know how anybody could not say it's not beautiful. I understand there's depression. I understand people think differently, but trust me, your life will be so much better if you just think half glass full all the time. Be realistic. I'm a very realistic person. So realistic that people get mad at me for pointing out the truth. But I'm still half glass full in every aspect. So even when the realistic stuff is very negative, I still find a way to make that positive. Either if it's growing off that negativity, learning from it, transforming that negativity to form into a more positive attitude, whatever it may be, I always look to be positive. The world's too sad, the world's too down. Be that life and light in someone's eyes, in someone's life. Whether if it's just for a brief moment in a day, I always try to be that person to give the smile, put a smile on someone's face, no matter where it is. No matter if I just briefly catch you looking at me or staring at me, I will always try to give you a smile to get you to smile. It's just who I am. This world needs more happiness, and I'm trying to spread that. Feel this energy, my people. So again, ask me any questions. I'm going to go ahead and raise the tunes up, pop open the chat box so I can see those questions popping up, and I'll be answering them as they come in. But usually we don't get much, so I'll probably just raise this volume, do a little bit more dabbling on the charts, and yeah, everybody hope everybody have a great day today. It's freaking beautiful. It's raining in Arizona, but it's still beautiful. Still beautiful.
on Bitbird Radio.
Next up, my favorite part of the show, the Go Slow selection. Sit back, relax, and enjoy the ride.
Okay, before we hop into the Go Slow selection, I want to just point out one more freaking thing, because there's also another thing, another way we can get to this low and still be completely fine. And that's if this entire structure takes on a place of an A, B. And it makes sense. You would assume this B wave would end somewhere in here. Let her. ABC or WXY, you know, that's essentially where we're at right now. Feelings involved. No feelings involved. No feelings involved. If it's a WXY, we'll fly up now. From the ABC, this could go all the way down here and still be logical. Again, I wouldn't be one saying that low would also be a bounce zone. I'll be either saying it gets front run by a few hundred, or it does break below and to like our favorite algo, which is the DCB extension, to the downside, which is pretty far. But I would say we would at least bounce there if this is true. I don't know, just the way I study price and time, this makes the most sense that we're in a flat of some sort. It's just figuring out if it's going to be an X wave flat, which will be quick, or is it going to be a B wave flat where all of this is just some chop in the middle and then we finally get at the very end. Again, the other count that I said it's possible is that this is part of this. Yes, it is possible, but I just don't like it because this moves down to the downside and exceeds the limit of what I would deem a corrective move. But since this here mimics this area here pretty fucking well, I cannot just throw it out the window and say it's impossible, because even though this did break lower than what I wanted for a corrective phase, this move could not be this corrective phase, it could be just this, and therefore being 100% logical. But I'd just be, like, seriously, I'd just be one to say breaking this level would be bearish as fuck. Like, I wouldn't want this to be broken. And the reason why I threw this out is because, let me pop it up real quick. So Sean overlaid a chart. The way I study patterns, like I said, I really believe this is all one pattern, and this is either part of a WXY or a larger degree of ABC for a B wave. A, B, C. And this would be A, B, flat, C. Breakout 1, 2. you do notice that that low is lower than that low before it takes on that impulse there, that flat.
Bitbird Radio with Stan Holo.
Just gotta be on your toes about all things that could happen. Have a plan. Find a plan, trade it, but then have plan B and C just in case those show up, and you could trade those too. Don't be so one-sided. Think of all possibilities and trade the most logical one, and have plan your second most logical be plan B, third most logical plan C. Yep, essentially it. And with that, that is officially 100% it. I'm done. Tapped out. We are done discussing. Got nothing else to talk about. So, you got any questions for me to throw out last minute? I'm going to go ahead and just raise this volume. Transition this back over to the thank you screen or welcome screen, and we'll get the fuck out of here. This has been a private live session with the fam. I hope you enjoyed it. I'll try to get these private sessions happening at least once a week in between Monday and Friday. So either Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday. Just depending on what day is most available for me in regards to the time, okay? So with that, I hope you enjoyed this little session. If you liked it, got something from it, like or thumb up the video. Also subscribe if you haven't already subscribed, which you probably already have. And make sure to hit the notifications for when I do go live. You're not missing a beat. Okay? Alright, you guys. Stay safe. Again, if you're a day trader or something like that, you're going to be looking for this trend line to be break to look for a very good long opportunity. Or if you're like a swing trader, buying in now, if you have a big pockets, won't probably be horrible. But again, just be very careful. I would have my stop there no matter what. No matter what, if I'm playing this position. And just assuming that if we do carry on, we'll have to look for something else to trade on the downside. So, be safe, you guys. I hope you enjoyed this. I'll get the few charts I posted up, but for the most part, they're kind of the same. If I forget anything, please PM me. I covered a good handful of things today, so just if I forgot any of them, just PM me. I'll be happy to get back to that and get those up. Alright, have a blessed day, everybody. I'll be around all day, so hit me those questions. This has been another Satoshi shit show with your boy, Satoshi motherfucking Heavy. I hope everybody has a great day. Much love. This is Satoshi motherfucking Heavy signing out. And you can now enjoy these beautiful tunes by our boy, San Holo. Alright. Have a great day, everybody. Peace out.